Hi friends, welcome to your 1 hour Vinyasa flow. My name's Angel, I'll be your guide for your practice today. Thank you for showing up and joining me. If you're all set here and ready, let's begin. I ask that you have a mat. If you don't have a mat, that's okay. You can use a beach towel or just practice on a wood floor or even carpet at home. Please grab a water bottle, and if you have a block, that can be useful. If not, that's okay. You can use a book or a water bottle as well. If you need to pause, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we'll begin on our mat. We're going to begin today's practice in child's pose. So towards the back end of your mat, bring your big toes to touch. Bring your knees as wide as the edge of your mat. And begin to crawl your fingertips forward until your forehead finds a resting place. It can rest on a block, maybe on 2 stacked fists, or if accessible in your body, bring your forehead all the way down to your mat. Begin to breathe and just settle in here. Curl your fingertips just a little bit further forward to lengthen through your spine and your side bodies. Maybe you rock your forehead side to side. Just thank yourself for taking time for you today. Take a big, deep, cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And take 2 more breaths like that. Fill all the way up and empty all the way out. One more. And let it go. Begin to seal your lips to practice your Ujjayi breath, breathing just out of the nose, in and out. Add a little texture to your breath. Know that at any point throughout your practice today, if you need to rest, this is an amazing place to come back to, your child's pose, and of course to your breath. Let your guide be your breath today throughout your practice. Another deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. On your next inhale, come up to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and extend long through the crown of your head to create a nice long spine. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Send your gaze up towards the sky as well as your tailbone. And allow your body to hang heavy. Exhale, cat pose. Round through your spine. Send your gaze back between your thighs and press down through all 10 finger pads to press up through your shoulders. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale, cat pose, rounding through your spine. Move through 2 more of these cycles with your own breath. And we'll meet back at a flat spine. Inhale, as you ground down through your left hand, reach your right arm up high towards the sky. Open twist. And exhale, sweep your right arm underneath your left. Bring your side of your head to rest on your mat. Threading the needle here with your right arm. Be sure to keep your hips stacked over your knees to allow this twist to come from your torso. We're stretching out our shoulders as well as rinsing out our spine here. Inhale as you reach your arm back up high towards the sky, unwind. And exhale, plant your palm, switching out to the other side. Inhale, reach your right arm up high towards the sky. And exhale, thread the needle, sweep it through. You want to be sure most of your weight here is in your shoulder rather than your temple. And again, keeping the hips stacked above the knees. Inhale, re-extend your left arm up high. And exhale, plant your palms. Inhale as you tuck your toes underneath. And as we exhale, we're going to send our hips high for a downward facing dog. It's our first time here today. Feel free to pedal it out. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee. Feel that stretch in the back of your hamstrings and your calves. And eventually settle in, sinking both the hips or heels towards your mat. Press your chest towards your thighs. You want your gaze to be up, somewhere between your knees or even upper thighs. As you inhale, shift your gaze forward towards the top of your mat. And exhale, step your feet behind your wrists, a little wider than hip distance apart. Forward fold. You can begin to sway side to side. Find opposite pinky to opposite elbow. And allow for a generous bend in your knees so that your torso is hanging over your thighs. Remember to breathe. Return your fingertips back to your mat. And heel toe your feet together until your big toes touch, leaving about an inch between your heels. Generously bend your knees and slowly begin to rise up to standing, stacking vertebra by vertebra, as slow as you need to go. Head and neck are last to arrive. Give your shoulders a lift up towards your ears and allow them to melt back and down your spine. Inhale, reach your arms up high towards the sky. And exhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand as you reach up and then over towards the right side. Left hips will pop out towards the left. And stay tall through both side bodies here, finding a nice stretch and lift. Inhale back through center. Exhale, other side. Grab for your right wrist. Reach up and then over towards the left side. Inhale back through center. Exhale, cactus out your arms. Send your hips forward for a micro back bend here. Gaze lifted up, opening through the chest. Inhale, re-extend your hands up high, mountain pose. And exhale, bring your hands through heart center, forward fold. Hinging at the hips. Allow for a micro bend in your knees. Inhale as you plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank position. We're gonna move through our chaturanga. So you want your shoulders stacked over your wrists. We're gonna inhale an inch slightly forward, about 3 inches. Exhale, lower halfway to our chaturanga position. Inhale, flip to the tops of your feet and press down through your hands to open and lift through your chest. Our knees are lifted off our mat, our quads are engaged, and our glutes are engaged to protect our low back here. Exhale, as you send your hips high, downward facing dog. Remember to press down through all 10 fingers and through your feet. Pressing the chest towards our thighs. Spiraling our elbow fronts towards the front of our mat. That's our sun A. We're gonna move through that again, breath to movement. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your feet behind your wrists, forward fold. Inhale to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, micro back bend, cactus out your arms. Inhale, reach your arms high, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands to heart center. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Bring your hands to either your thighs or your shins and create a nice flat spine here by extending your crown of your head forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Our shoulders are stacked over our wrists. Elbows squeeze in. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your collarbone. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips high. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Set our intention for today's practice. I offer you the intention of mindfulness today. If you have your own intention that you would like to use for class today, I invite you to bring that to the forefront of your mind. Inhale, reach your arms up high, mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to the right, reaching up and over. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, micro back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Plant your palms. Step it back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And if you want to peek up towards the screen, I just want to show you a couple variations for your chaturanga. From your high pose or high plank pose, if you want to come to your knees to take some of the pressure out of this pose, you're more than welcome to. Continue to lower down halfway. Press yourself up to your upward facing dog, and then press back to downward facing dog. Another option is to move straight from your high plank pose, hold it, and then press your hips back to downward facing dog, skipping the chaturanga altogether. Take it at your own pace. Find what feels good. I invite you to try all three of these variations throughout your practice. We're gonna move into our sun B. Take a deep breath in here to reset. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your right leg high for a down dog kick. Exhale, slowly bring your right foot through in between your hands for a low lunge. We want to be sure that our right knee is stacked over our ankle to protect our knee joint. Our back heel is pressing up towards the back wall to ensure that our back leg is straight here. Ground down through all four corners of your right foot and inhale to rise up to crescent lunge. Hands come up overhead. You want to ensure that your hips are squared towards the front of your mat. Feel free to manually assist and pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. We want our knee to continue to be stacked over our ankle, protecting that joint. Our core is engaged. Our tailbone is slightly tucked. When you're ready, reach your arms back up high and allow your shoulders to melt down away from your ears. Excellent. Deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we're going to sweep our arms back, reaching crescent, or crescent lunge with airplane arms, sorry. Imagine you're holding a beach ball behind your low back here. So your triceps are engaged, squeezing of one long line of energy from the crown of your head to that left heel behind you. Take a deep breath in here and exhale. Next inhale, we're going to open up, spiraling our arms open to star pose. So our heels are in, our toes are out, our arms are reaching high and out. You can squeeze your glutes and press your hips slightly forward here. Big open pose. As we exhale, we're going to find a lateral lunge. Bring your hands to heart center and lunge back towards the back edge of your mat. Amazing. You can find a nice little pulse here. Want to stay lifted through our chest. Both of our feet are flat and our weight is distributed between our right and left foot. As you inhale, press back up into star pose. Amazing, yogis. And exhale, warrior two. So spiral your back heel down. Toes are pointed slightly forward. Our right heel is aligned with our inner arch of our left foot here. Arms reach wide to either edge of our mat. And imagine you're energetically pulling your legs toward one another to stay engaged through our foundation here. Send your gaze over your right fingertips. Allow your shoulders to come together and melt down and back down your spine. Deep breath in here and exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay committed to that low lunge. We send our right hand up and then back towards the back wall. Our left hand can find a resting place on our left leg or even find a half bind behind our low spine here. Find what feels good in your body. Stay committed to your lunge. Your knee is stacked over your ankle, protecting that joint. We're lifted through both side bodies more than we're dumping into the left side. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat, framing your foot. Step your right foot back into high plank and move through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's balance it out with the left side. Inhale, your left leg reaches high, down dog kick. Exhale, step through gently, mindfully, low lunge. Remember our left knee stacked over our ankle. Our right heel is reaching towards the back wall. Our back leg is engaged, lifting the kneecap. Press down through all four corners of your left foot and inhale to rise up, crescent lunge. And again, if you wish to manually assist your hips here, you can gently pull your left hip back, your right hip forward to ensure they're squared towards the front of your mat. We want to maintain our knee stacked directly over our ankle joint. Our core is engaged. Our tailbone slightly tucks under, knitting the ribs in. And we reach our hands high towards the sky with our shoulders melted down away from our ears. Amazing. Deep breath in here. Exhale, sweep your arms back for airplane arms. Imagine you're holding an imaginary beach ball, squeezing and engaging through the triceps here. The crown of our head is extending forward, creating one long line of energy from our heel through the roof of our head. Remember to breathe. On your next inhale, open up to your star pose. Arms come up high, heels point in, toes point out. Our glutes are engaged to protect our low back. Breath in, and as you exhale, find a lateral lunge, bringing your hands to heart center, leaning back towards the back edge of your mat. Remember to stay lifted through your chest. Keep your tailbone slightly tucked and find a little pulse here. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up to star pose. Great job, yogis. Exhale, find your warrior 2. Our back heel spirals back down, finding about a 45-degree angle. Our front heel is aligned with our back arch. Fingertips reaching wide, energetically pulling the legs towards one another to stay engaged through our foundation. And our gaze is being sent over our front fingertips. Deep breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Send your left arm up and then back. Right arm rests on our back leg or finds a bind. And remember to stay lifted through your chest so you're not dumping into your right side body, but rather lifting and reaching out of it. Deep breath in here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your mat. Step your left foot back. Deep breath in, inch forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in to reset here. That's our sun bee flow for today. Let's move that through breath to movement. Inhale, your right leg high, down dog kick. Exhale, mindfully step through, low lunge. Inhale, root to rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, sweep your arms back, airplane arms. Inhale, star pose. Open up towards the left side of your mat. Exhale, lateral lunge. Squat down. Inhale, back to star pose. Reach high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay committed to your low lunge. Exhale, spiral your arms down. Step your foot back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving right along. Inhale, your left leg high towards the sky. Exhale, sweep your left foot through, low lunge. Inhale, root to rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, sweep your arms back, airplane arms. Inhale, star pose. Open up towards the side of your mat. Exhale, lateral lunge. Inhale, back to star. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up and back. Exhale, spiral your hands down. Step your left foot back. Find your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, glutes engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna move through that flow one more time and add on, so listen for the change. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, step it through, landing heel first, then toes. Inhale, root to rise, crescent lunge. As we exhale, we're going to launch off our back foot for airplane pose. Similar to a warrior three, if you want, you can reach your arms forward, warrior three arms, or you can maintain your arms behind you, squeezing that imaginary beach ball. Our back foot is lifted. We have a micro bend in our standing knee. Think upward facing dog in your top body and hold. It helps here to find your drishti, one gaze, an unmoving object to help you keep your balance. And remember to breathe. Deep breath in. See if you can lift your foot a little higher. And as you exhale, mindfully step back into that crescent lunge with airplane arms. Amazing job. Inhale, open up, star pose. Exhale, we're gonna move through our lateral lunge and come all the way down into Skandasana pose. So find your deepest lunge yet and roll onto the heel of your right foot. You can bring your hands to your mat to help you find your balance, find a comfortable place in this pose. Your left heel can either be high on the ball mound of your foot or be flat. Find what feels good in your body here. When you find your position, feel free to bring your hands up to heart center. See if you can find your balance here. Our chest is lifted, staying long through the spine. Awesome job, yogis. I'm right here with you. Let's hold for 4, 3, star pose in 2, and 1. Inhale, big movement up to star pose. Awesome job. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching high. Exhale, hands to the mat. Find your vinyasa. Feel free to try an Ekapada variation here where you float one of your feet through your chaturanga. Send your hips high. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg comes high. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Inhale, grounding down to rise up, crescent lunge. And exhale, airplane pose. Launch off your back foot. Micro bend in your standing knee. Our arms are engaged, squeezing that imaginary beach ball. Holding energy in our triceps. Remember to find your drishti, your gaze, and hold and breathe. Keep breathing. We're here for 4, 3, step back in 2, 1, gracefully, mindfully step back to your crescent lunge with airplane arms. And inhale, open up to star pose. Exhale, move through that lateral lunge all the way down to your skandasana. Rolling onto our heel of our left foot this time. Remember, bring your hands down to your mat or maybe slightly off your mat. Find your balance here. Option to bring your hands to heart center and hold. Stay lifted in your chest. If it's burning, it's working. Doing an amazing job, yogis. We're here for 4, 3, first open to star pose in 1. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, spiral your hands down. Send your left leg back and find your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 huge breath in here to reset. Lower down to your knees and find child's pose here. Excellent job so far, yogis. We're warming up our bodies mindfully. I wanted to share with you all, there's one saying that I heard once that has stuck with me, and it goes, the way a person does one thing is the way that they do all things. So when we move through our day-to-day lives with mindfulness, we're not only creating a more enriching experience for ourselves, but also for those around us. When we practice yoga, we have to be mindful. We move with intention to prevent injury and to create the most amazing experience possible. So inadvertently, whether or not we're intending to do this, we are training ourselves to move through our lives in a more intentional way by practicing and making this a regular part of our lives. We're training ourselves to be better off the mat as well. Take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth, let it go. 1 more like that. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Next inhale, come up into a tabletop position. And then step your feet back into high plank pose. Breathe here. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly with control. We're gonna spider tip our fingers off the edge of our mat, kind of tented, and just a little in front of our shoulders here. And as you inhale, use your back muscles to lift your chest off your mat. Our glutes are engaged, protecting our low back here, and little to no weight in our fingertips. Breathe. As you inhale, lift a little higher. Stay long through your neck with your gaze down to protect your spine. Breath in, lift higher. And as you exhale, drop your left shoulder to your mat. Send your gaze up over your right shoulder. Inhale, lift back up through center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. Send your gaze over to the left side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, release. Send your right arm out flat next to your mat in a T. And inhale, kick your left foot up towards your glute. Exhale as you roll over your right side body until you plant your left foot onto the ground beside you. Going for a nice deep shoulder stretch here. You can lift your head or keep it resting on your mat. If this feels uncomfortable or is pinching, gently come out of it. If your shoulders are really open and you feel like you could go for more opening, you can lift up your right knee even and roll a little further over. And just breathe into this position. Slowly begin to release. We'll switch it out and try the other side. Extend your left arm out to a T. Inhale, your right heel kicks towards your right glute. And exhale to roll over your left side body until you plant your right foot on the ground. Good. Option to lift your left knee and plant your left foot if you want a deeper stretch. And always an option to come out if this is too much in your body. Slowly unravel and come back towards center. And as you inhale, press yourself up into a high plank position. Exhale, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here to reset. We're gonna inhale our right leg high. And exhale, step through for crescent lunge. We're gonna move into a warrior one here. So spiral your back heel down to a 45-degree angle. You can have your stance a little shortened, a little widened. When you find a good comfortable base, inhale to reach your arms up high for warrior one. So somewhere in between our crescent lunge and our warrior two. Our stance is a little bit shorter than a warrior two, a little wider. Our heel is not aligned with our arch, but rather out a little to the right. For our front foot, be sure your knee is stacked over your ankle. Our hips are squared towards the front of your mat. Pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. And inhale, reach your arms up high towards the sky. Bring your hands back behind your low back and find a clasp here. Inhale to open up slightly towards the sky. And exhale, reach your top body forward and allow it to come to a resting place. So your right shoulder is on your right knee. Allow your head and neck to hang heavy. This is our humble warrior. Continue to hold that bind, elevating it up towards the sky. We're strong in our foundation and we're completely relaxed in our upper body, head and neck. Slowly release your bind. Bring your fingertips down to the mat and crawl yourself over to the left side so you can find a wide-legged forward fold, prasarita. You can reach for opposite ankle or for each ankle here, or keep your fingertips on your mat. Your heels can come out slightly further than your toes here if you're very open in your hamstrings. Allow your head to reach down towards your mat, wherever you're at. Find a variation that feels good in your body. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to your mat. Crawl your fingertips forward and work your way into a low lunge at the top of your mat. Find your foundation, ground down through your right foot, and inhale up to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front knee. Reach your right arm up and back for a reverse triangle. Similar to our reverse warrior, the straight front leg, and pop your hips forward towards the top end of your mat, staying lifted through our side bodies. Slowly, with a breath out, bring your hands back out to a T. Reach far forward as you inhale, and then tick-tock your arms to a 6 and 12 position as you exhale, triangle pose. You can Rest your hand on your calf or inside of your calf on the bottom. Your right arm is reaching up. We're lifting up and opening up towards the sky through our left rib cage. Continue to breathe as you hold this pose. Deep breath in. Lift up a little higher in your torso. And as you exhale, bend your bottom knee. Plant your palms, spiral down back to your low lunge. Step back into your high plank. Breath in as you inch forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, glutes engaged. Exhale, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step it through low lunge. Spiral your back heel down. We're moving into our warrior one again. Ground down through your foundation. If you need to shorten or widen your stance, this is a great place to do that. When you're ready, inhale as you lift up to warrior one. And here again, you can manually assist your hips so that they're squared. Ensure that your left knee is stacked over your left ankle. Our core is engaged, knitting our ribs in. Reach your arms high, shoulders melt away from the ears. Find a clasp again at your low back. I invite you to switch your grip this time. So if you had your right thumb on top last time, this time put your left thumb on top. Inhale to open up your chest towards the sky. And exhale, slowly begin to melt forward, humble warrior. Again, our left shoulder can find a resting place on or near our left knee. We keep our clasp reaching up towards the sky, and allow your head and neck to hang heavy, relaxing through the upper part of our body. Slowly begin to release your clasp. Bring your fingertips down to your mat and walk them over to the right side. Prasarita once more. If you have an inversion in your practice and you'd like to try it on at this time, you have time to do so. Whether you practice a headstand, supported headstand, or even handstand, feel free to try that on. Otherwise, just continue to breathe. If you feel like you need even more of a shoulder stretch, you can find a low bind here behind your back. Reach your arms up high overhead. Just feel the stretch in your hamstrings. If you have a bind, slowly release it. Bring your hands back down to your mat. If you're inverted, come back down with control. And begin to walk yourself back up into your low lunge. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, send your gaze forward. And exhale, step or float your feet behind your wrists. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Create a flat spine, tabletop. Exhale, release. Toe heel your feet together to touch, so your big toes touch and about an inch between your heels. With a generous bend in your knees, root to rise up to standing position. Excellent. Reach your arms high, mountain pose. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to move into tree pose here. So ground down through your left foot and lift your right foot to either your inner calf. It can be sort of like a kickstand next to your inner ankle of your left foot, or you can lift it up to your inner thigh. Find a place that feels good in your body. Bring your hands back to heart center. You can allow for a micro bend in your standing knee to protect your joint, and hold. Find your drishti, one unmoving object. This will help you keep your balance. And if you want to add a challenge here, you can grow your branches by reaching your arms up high towards the sky. Maybe even open them. Find a mudra with your hands. If you'd like to add to the challenge, you can try closing your eyes or sending your gaze up towards the sky. Continue to breathe. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to heart center. Slowly release your right foot back to your mat. Awesome job. Moving on to the other side. Take your left foot and either kickstand it next to your right ankle. Bring it to your right shin or to your right inner thigh. We just want to avoid the knee joint here. Always protecting our joints. Hands to heart center. Continue to breathe. Find your drishti, your unmovable gaze. And maybe you grow your branches. See how it feels different on this side. When you're ready, bring your hands back to heart center. Slowly release your left foot back down. We're gonna find some balance between opposite sides of our body here, moving into eagle pose. So bring your hands out to a T, and then bring your left arm so it's bent at a 90-degree angle in front of your body. Sweep your right arm underneath, and you can either find a bind here where your palms come to touch, or if that doesn't feel good on your shoulders, find a nice bear hug. Still gonna create the same energy that we're looking for here in our bodies. Once your right arm is swept under your left, lift your left leg and cross it over your right. You can find a kickstand on the ground with your left foot here, or even find a bind behind your right leg. This is our eagle pose. We want to sink deep into this pose in our bottom body, be the shortest person in your bottom body, and lift up in our upper body. So be the tallest person in your upper body. You can send your gaze directly between your hands out ahead of you. Find an unmoving object and hold. Squeeze your thighs towards one another to fire up through your foundation here. Squeezing our arms around one another to bring all of our energy into our midline. If you fall out, that is okay. Can meet back here. We're gonna hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly unravel. Your right foot should be on fire here. You can pedal your feet out a bit, loosen up, and we'll move into the other side. So our left arm out at a T, our right arm at this 90-degree angle. Breath in, and as you exhale, sweep your left arm under your right. Find that bear hug or that bind. Ground down through your left standing leg and pick your right leg up, cross it over the left. Maybe you find a bind, maybe you find a little kickstand. Wherever you're at, sink deep in your low body and lift up in your upper body, creating a long spine, squeezing everything into the midline. Our thighs, our hands, our core is engaged. Find your drishti and hold. Remember to breathe. Amazing work, yogis. I'm right here with you. We're here for 4, 3, 2, unwind, and 1. Amazing. Reach your arms up high for a full body stretch. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to try on dancer's pose. So as you lift your right heel, ground down through your standing foot, your left foot. We're going to reach back with our right hand and capture the inner arch of our right foot. Our left arm is going to reach high towards the sky, right next to our ear. This is an amazing place to stay in dancer's pose. If you want to move on to the next variation, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, kick your back foot into your hand. You want to stay lifted through your chest and your left hand. Micro bend in your standing knee. And as always, find your drishti, your one unmovable object to focus your gaze on. This will help with your balance. Continue to breathe. Inhale and kick a little higher, a little harder into your back hand. Reach higher with your front hand. And exhale, slowly release. Inhale, mountain pose. Both arms come up high. Exhale, dancers on the left. Kick your left foot towards your glute. Reach back with your left hand and capture your inner arch. Send your right arm up high next to your ear towards the sky. And stay here if you so desire. If you want to try a little more, deep breath in and exhale as you kick into your left hand with your left foot. Maintain that lift through your chest and through your right arm. We want our thighs energized toward one another, toward our midline. Breath in as you reach a little higher. And exhale, slowly, slowly release with control. Excellent job, yogis. We'll meet back at the top of our mat in mountain pose. Breath in as you reach high towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to your high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, send your right leg high, down dog kick, and breathe here. Bend through your knee. Begin to circle out your joints, your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Then inhale, re-extend, high to down dog kick. And exhale, half pigeon. Sweep your right knee behind your right wrist. Flex your right toes forward to protect your knee joint. And scoot your left toes back as far as you can. Once you're there, I want you to re-tuck your toes and just press it back another inch. Be sure we're finding a nice deep stretch through our hips here. Plant your fingertips either in front of you or at your side and lift up through your chest. Then slowly begin to release down to your sleeping pigeon. Allow your forehead to rest either on a block, on two stacked fists, or on your hands. You can bring it all the way down to your mat. We want to stay semi-active through this pose, so we're not dumping into our right side body, but staying towards the midline. But also allow yourself to relax. You've done a lot of work today. Begin to press yourself back up into your half pigeon pose. And I invite you to join me for a quad stretch. If this feels like enough in your body, feel free to stay here. If you'd like to try stretch to this left quad, kick your left heel towards your glute, and reach up and back around with your left arm to grab for your toes. Amazing. You can bend that leg towards you. This is an excellent place to stay. If you wish to try on Mermaid's Pose, try and shimmy your left foot up so that it's in your left elbow crease here. Excellent. Again, this is an amazing place to stay. If you want to try on the full variation of Mermaid, sweep your right arm out in front of you, up towards the sky, and then back until you find a clasp here between your right and your left hand. You want to gaze forward so that your chest is opening up towards the front of your mat, staying lifted through our chest, connecting to our spine. Continue to breathe into your quad, feeling that opening in your hips. Such a powerful pose. When you're ready to come out, slowly release your bind, and as slow as you can, release your left foot down to the mat. We're going to swing our left foot out around so it comes out all the way to the front of our mat. Plant your right heel so it's on your mat. Plant your left hand about a foot behind you. Reach your right arm up and inhale to send your hips high. Wild thing. Breathe here, shine your heart towards the sky. And as you exhale, slowly release. Great job. We're going to cross our right leg over our left. Walk that hand in so it's closer to your spine, kind of acting like a double spine. So your hand is planted behind your tailbone. Inhale, your right hand is planted behind your tailbone. Inhale, your left arm high. And as you exhale, twist through your torso over towards the right side. So your left arm is going to come to the outside of your right thigh, bringing out to through the spine. And release that twist. We're going to come all the way into a high plank, facing the back of our mat from this pose. Great job. Inhale and exhale. Send your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high, down dog kick. And exhale, bend through the knee and circle out your joints, just lubricating them here. Find a little spiral in your knee, your hip, your ankle joints. And inhale, re-extend your left foot high towards the sky. Exhale, half pigeon towards the back of your space. Remember, our left knee comes behind our left wrist. Our left foot is flexed, protecting our joint. And once we extend our right leg behind us, tuck your toes, step your foot back just another inch here before you flip to the shoelace side of your foot. Keep your fingers either tented out in front of you or at your side. And inhale to lift through your chest. Exhale, slowly begin to sleep your pigeon, bringing your forehead to a resting space, whatever you tried on the other side. And remember, we're not dumping into our left side, but staying a little active in this pose. Still allowing ourselves to relax. Breathe into the hip opening here. And slowly begin to press yourself back up into your half pigeon. And if you tried on the other side, I invite you to try a quad stretch on this side. So kick your right heel towards your glute. Keeping our left hand planted, we're gonna reach up and then back with our right hand to reach for our toes of our right foot. You can bend in and out of this knee a bit. Feel that stretch happening in your right quad. Breathe into that. And if you tried mermaid on the other side, I invite you to try on this side. So shimming your toes into the crease of your elbow. As you inhale, reach your left arm forward, up, and then back to find that clasp with your right hand. Shine your heart towards the front of your mat, staying lifted through our chest. Breathing into sensation. And when you're ready, slowly begin to release your bind and release your right foot back down to your mat. Roll onto your left hip as you swing your right foot up and around until your right ankle is at the front of your mat. Planting our left foot into the mat. Plant your right hand about a foot behind your low back. Left arm reaches up high. Inhale to wild thing. Send your hips high, open through your heart. High five the sky. And exhale, release. Cross your left arm over, or sorry, tell me how that works. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Plant your left hand behind your tailbone, acting as a double spine. Inhale to reach your right arm up high. Exhale, twist to the left side. Rinsing, twisting through the spine. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Send your gaze back over your left shoulder. And slowly release. And again, we're gonna roll back. So we're facing the front side of our mat and meet in a high plank position here. Let your knees come down to your mat. We're gonna cross our ankles and roll back until we're in a comfortable seat. Excellent work. As we get to a comfortable seat with our toes near the top of our mat, I want you to reach your arms up so your palms face the sky and slowly, with control, roll all the way back onto your back. One vertebra at a time, no rush. Once you're there, I want you to pull your right knee up towards you and cross your right ankle over your left. Your left foot can come off the mat. I'm sorry, right ankle over your left knee. So we're in a reclined figure four. Reach your hands, your right hand through your leg, your left on the outside, and find a clasp below your left knee here. Keep your head relaxed, slight tuck of the chin for length in your spine. And feel free to pull your knees towards you just a bit here. Finding a nice deep stretch through our right hamstring, opening through our hip. Can rock side to side a bit here. And then release your bind. Bring your hands out to a T at your sides and slowly just drop your legs over to the left side. So your right foot should be planted on the ground next to you. Send your gaze over to the right side. Just allow this little twist to feel good. Inhale, come back through center and switch it out. So our left ankle is going to cross over our right knee. And we're going to reach through our legs with our left hand, around your right leg with your right hand, and find that clasp underneath your right knee. Gently pull this figure four in towards your torso, stretching through your hips. And then slowly release that bind and allow both of your legs to fall over towards the right side of your mat. Left foot plants on the ground. Reach out towards the left side and send your gaze to follow over that left hand. Inhale, come back through to center. Squeeze your right leg in towards your armpit and allow your left leg to fall out long towards the end of your mat. Continue to breathe here. You can rotate your thigh around. Done a lot of work in the hips today, so just massaging that out and allowing that to feel good. Breath in, pull your right knee towards your armpit. And exhale, drape your right leg across the left side of your body, supine twist. Reach your right arm out to a T to your right side and send your gaze in that direction as well. You can close your eyes here if that feels good. And allow gravity to do the work here. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Squeeze your right knee in and then your left. Give yourself just a neutralizing squeeze here. Maybe rock side to side a bit. And then allow your right leg to go out long. This time squeezing our left leg in. Find some rotation, massaging out the hips. Breath in as you squeeze that leg up towards your armpit on your left side. And then exhale to drape your left leg over your right side body. Send your left arm out to a T on your left side, and your gaze will follow. Feel free to close your eyes here and allow yourself to be heavy. Inhale back to center. This time squeeze both of your knees in towards your face. Give yourself the biggest hug ever for showing up today, taking time for yourself, for making it onto your mat. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Squeeze tighter. And exhale, let everything go for your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take up as much space as you want. This is your time. We'll stay here for a couple minutes and I will let you know when it's time to come out. When you are ready to reawaken, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Invite in some movement. Maybe rock your head towards your left shoulder, towards your right shoulder. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you want. When you're ready to get up, inhale and reach your arms up over your head for a big morning stretch. Point the toes. Allow everything to wake up and feel good. Bring your knees in towards your chest and rock onto your favorite side, your right or your left, using your bicep as a pillow. This is our supported fetal position. This position is a symbol of renewal. Know that anything you brought onto your mat today can stay here as we allow a new chapter to unfold. Inhale as you press yourself up with your hand to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good. Bring your hands to your heart center. I just want to thank you all for showing up here with me today, wherever you are. Thanks for taking time to practice this mindful movement we call yoga. Inhale as you bring your hands to your third eye center, your seat of intuition. And exhale to humbly bow forward to yourself. Thank you for showing up. Namaste. Thanks so much for letting me be your guide today. It was an honor. I hope to see you again on your mat soon.